Hi guys, I'm Mark.
Hi Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we are reviewing the Brew Day in a Box Kolsch kit from the Malt Miller.
Yeah, so I was saying before dinner, I just couldn't get it to. I mean, you can see through it. I mean,
It's clear. It's clear enough, mate.
Do you reckon?
Lovely and cold. Yeah. I mean, look, I can see my fingers through it. It's just not crystal clear.
It's not crystal clear.
Yeah. So I'd say, yeah, it's a Kolsch, but it's clear like a Keller beer is clear.
It's a Keller Kolsch.
A Keller Kolsch. Yeah.
There
The Keller Kolsch. The Cellar Kolsch. Kolsch with 2 L's because it's made outside of Cologne.
That's correct. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Remembered.
Been a long time since we did that Kolsch.
Yeah, that was
that
a great
another
Kolsch.
Was that a
Should make
Kolsch
that
kit?
again.
A Malt Miller Kolsch kit? That was it.
It was, yeah, but it was taken from the John Finch, I think, recipe book.
There's some great recipes
And
there from
that's
John
one of
Finch.
the best beers we made. That I think.
Yeah.
To make that again, because I made it in a bottle, and that had cleared beautifully.
Made it in a bottle, just one.
We bottled it.
Mashed it in a bottle.
Yeah, we
No,
bottled
Spargin-
it. We drank
Spargin-
it in the field.
Spargin must have been a fucking nightmare in that bottle, mate. Oh, that was on the. It was like the 2nd of January.
Yep.
During lockdown.
Yep.
The coldest beer reviews we've ever done, where it was snowing.
Great. It was great.
Yeah, those are the days.
So 8 beers, I think we managed to get out that day.
Oh
in that
yeah,
field.
and then when we left at the end of the day, we were packing everything. We packed the car. We didn't drive back, but we sort of abandoned the car next to this field that we'd filmed in. And when you went and picked up the car next day and drove home, you messaged me and were like, I don't think we put everything in the car. So we had to go back, and he found all this stuff just sat in a field.
It's like glassware and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a really good day, mate.
Yeah.
That was a really good day.
And we left the field as we found it.
With some added piss.
Added piss and maybe a couple of bottle caps.
Yeah. Good day.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so this is the Malt Miller's Brew Day in a Box Kolsch kit.
Yes.
When you buy it, it comes with everything you need: instructions, fining agent, yeast. They've got like yeast nutrient as well, I think, comes in it.
Yeah.
You've got your
finance.
got your everything's weighed out, your grain and your hops, etc. And a lovely pack of instructions with some beer mats and a little hook to go over your beer tap as well.
Yep.
Telling you what's in it. So
I mean, you must have a lot of beer taps if you're forgetting what beer you've got.
I've got 5 beer taps.
Yeah, but are they all on at the same time?
Very rarely.
5 beer taps. There's some pubs that don't even have that many beer taps.
That's true.
They've probably got 2 lagers.
Yeah.
Everyone needs 2 lagers and a John Smith's.
I'll tell you what pubs have that we don't have though is hand pulls. You ever thought about getting a hand pull, or is it not? We don't drink that kind of beer really.
No.
That old man beer is probably what I'd call it.
Yeah.
It's probably good. It'll come back. It'll cycle through the trend.
Yeah, we can trend it again. Then you'd be paying like super prices for it.
Yeah, and I've actually been to I call it our local. It's our second most local, the Homebrew tap.
Yeah.
And they'll have in there sometimes.
It's the closest pub you're happy to go to.
Yeah, it's the closest one I want to go to. They'll have beers from Track. They'll have like Sonoma from Track, but they'll have it on cask rather than on keg, and they'll serve it off hand pull. It's a completely different beer, mate.
Well, I went to
completely different beer.
I was in Sowerbury Bridge, and there was a brew. It's like the Boar's Head or something like that, and they had similar, and they had a wheat beer, Hefeweizen, that they'd made their own one, and one of them was on a hand pull, and one was on draft, and the hand pull was disgusting. I went, you do not sell that. He says all the old boys come in and drink it, and that's foul. Give it some carbonation. Mega beer.
A lovely flat wheat beer.
That is what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
And it
wasn't even that cold as well. It was slightly warm.
That reminds me of that place that we went to in Ipswich.
We'll never forget that.
The St Jude, was it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Where
if you're ever in Ipswich, you have to go to this pub.
I'll put a picture of it on the screen.
Everything's wooded. You feel like you're in like Monty Python's what's it called, the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's the Holy Grail. And like we went in there after we had a lovely day out at Munton's, chatting to the guys there, having a tour around and stuff like that. And then we were on a night out in Ipswich. We'd sat outside a pub and watched the football on our phone because Liverpool were in some final, were they?
No, I don't think Liverpool were. No, were they?
Were they?
I can't remember.
Maybe.
There was some sort of...
Anyway, and then we went for a curry. Really good curry, actually. Can't remember where. But
we were like the only ones in there.
Yeah, and then on the way back, we were walking from the curry house back into, to stay at the Easy Hotel that you'd kindly booked for us. And on the way back, there was a pub over the road, and it was like this shining beacon. Like when people are in the desert and there's a mirage, like an oasis, and they're crawling towards it. That was us going towards the pub, because we were pissed already.
Yeah.
And we finally got into this pub, and it was the strangest thing, because you go inside, it's full of goths, and I don't mean like, young metalheads. I mean like old goths, like, you know, Victorian morning coat. I'll just rub my microphone there, like Victorian morning coat. Everyone's like in, you know, frock coats and long black dresses and stuff like that for the women and stuff. So really, really odd setup. And they were all absolutely engrossed in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, they were loving it.
Yeah, I think we turned up when Mika was on because he was comparing it, so he was doing a song. And we sat down and they
Mika wasn't in the pub, he was on the telly, by the way.
On the telly, yeah. And we sat down and then they were, the lagers they had Löwenbräu.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce that? Löwenbräu. Is it Löwenbräu or Löwenbräu?
Yeah, that's it, Löwenbräu. We pronounce it Löwenbräu, but they pronounce it, Löwenbräu.
Löwenbräu, so they had Löwenbräu or Löwenbräu on tap. But you couldn't have it because they were sold out. Now, the reason they were sold out of Löwenbräu is because this pub, they make their own beer as well. And it all tasted like shit. It was
the same as
fucking disgusting.
What's your flagship one?
What's your flagship one? Try that. Oh, that's horrible. Try me a different one. Oh, this one's a big IPA. It tastes the same as that flagship one that you've just tried me. Do you want a stout? No, it tastes exactly the same as the other one. It was not good beer. No. But yeah.
We had a good time though.
Yeah, your hand pull wheat beer being minging just reminded me of that pub, yeah. Anyway,
right.
So we're back on
5 minutes to chat before even tasting the beer.
Yeah, well, that's what the fans want. They've missed it.
Right. Okay.
They've missed it. We've been away for a while. Well, we haven't. I've just been recycling
Not for them,
old videos.
the videos have just been good.
Looks-wise, yeah, it's not fully cleared. The head was fantastic, but I've been chatting for quite a while. I mean, the head's staying around, isn't it? We're not using nucleated glasses. I mean, I give it a 6.9.
I give it a 7.
Colour's fantastic, but yeah, it's not as clear as you would want it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it could be a chill haze, which I don't know, but there's additives you could add to
I just wanted to stick to what they had, so I didn't put gluten. I didn't put gelatin in or anything like that. Just stuck
with the biofine that they provided with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, 6.9 for me, 7 from you. Smell it, and so a Kolsch should be looking for floral notes, I guess.
I think it does give that.
Yeah, it does. Floral and clean.
Yeah, super clean.
Yeah. Smells crisp, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I think it's
almost like a cracker type smell as well. You know, like a cracker, like a biscuity cracker type.
Okay, yeah, but it's not malty. It's like that sort of straight up.
Yeah, and if it was a biscuit or a cracker that you're smelling, it would be one that if you went like that and snapped it, it wouldn't bend. It would just go.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it smells like
a wafer without any sugar on it, something like that almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll give it like an 8.5. I don't remember.
I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah. I think it's it's good.
Want to dive in?
I know. That's what we're all waiting for, aren't we? It's a super hot day.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Now that is a fucking tasty beer. That is really, really good. Yeah.
It's taken a fact because I was a bit worried when it wasn't clear, thinking I was going to have a
I don't care.
residual.
I don't care that beer isn't 100% clear. That, a cold one of them, on a day like today, and maybe it's because of the context, maybe it's because of the weather that we're sat in. If it was pissing down with rain and we were hiding under an umbrella doing this, it may be different. But right now, this beer is absolutely sensational. It is just the right... just the right crispness.
Yeah.
It's not too dry.
No.
It's got a really nice like elderflowery back note from the hops that are in it. From whichever hops they are that are in it.
Nice carbonation.
Sensational carbonation. This is a really, really good beer. This is a really good beer. And it's, taking all of the weather and stuff out of it. Yeah, that's amazing.
It doesn't leave anything, does it? It's just what you want. It just sort of refreshes you.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, lovely and crisp, lovely and light, very refreshing. Yeah.
So what are you going to score it then?
I'm going to score it a 9.7.
Wow.
Yeah, that might
be one of the highest ones you've scored on taste.
Yeah, I think so.
9.7. That must be. I can't think of you taste. You've never get a 10, have you, before? On taste?
Very rare. I give 10s, mate.
So, but 9.7. Wow. I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah. Still a solid, absolutely solid beamer of a score. Price.
Wow. Even better. 68p.
68p.
68p a pint.
68p a pint. Like, Winston's coming to say hello.
Yeah, he's heard how good the beer is.
He's heard how good it is. Do you want to try a bit?
I think actually, I think you did try some yesterday. I think you enjoyed it. I think
Yeah,
that glass was on the floor and you were drinking out the glass, weren't you, Winston?
And an entire calzone.
An entire calzone, yeah, because I messed up one of the pizzas, so I had to fold it, thought I'd turn it into a calzone, cut off some of it, and the dough wasn't cooked properly. So I left it on the thing, and then I think I went inside, come back, and I was like, where's the calzone? And then there's him running around with a massive pizza in the side of his mouth. And then he had the cheek to get his dinner bowl and drop it at my feet an hour later. And I was like, you've already eaten my dinner. I'm having yours, mate. I'm on dog biscuits.
Well done, Winston.
Hey, so yeah.
So you give it a 9. Price. We were on price, weren't we?
68p.
68p. That's storming. That's absolutely storming.
We did the Belgian beer today. That was 70p. But
that was 7%.
It's a super strong beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this, lagers aren't going to be. I know it's not a lager; it's an ale, but that sort of. There's not a lot going on, is it?
It's as close as you can get to a lager as an ale, isn't it? Really, a
yeah.
Kolsch. So, nah, but I mean, I still think it's a massively crushable beer, though.
Yeah.
Would I be happy to pay 68p for something that tastes like this to have on tap at home? Yeah. I mean, it can't be as good as the Belgian blonde, I think, on price, because for the 2p more, that you're getting a lot more beer for your buck, right? But I'd still give this like an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah.
I still think it's 68p.
Yeah.
But
Do you remember how strong this is, by any chance?
It's about 4.5%.
Yeah. So mad sessionable.
Yeah.
Because it's not too strong. It tastes.
Have a great
let me just
session on
remind
that,
myself how it tastes. Pretty. Mama. Tastes fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only 4.5%. This is one where you could sit on a whole day session on this beer. Easily sit on a whole day session on this beer. It's nothing.
Saying 10 plus.
It's a 10 plus,
Easy.
mate. It is a 10
All right,
plus,
wow.
yeah. Absolutely a 10 plus.
Yeah, I might have to give it a 10 as well.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Very sessionable, very well, not juice, but like very just first quenching.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Right, so
I feel like we've sort of been blown away, like speechless almost towards
I mean, the amount of time we've not done it for, it's great to come in to have 2 fantastic beers on straight off the bat.
So Malt Miller.
Well done to the guys from the Malt Miller for producing these kits. And listen, here is the oyster score for this beer. If you like what you've seen today, don't forget to smash like, hit subscribe, tell a friend, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Link to the kit in the description down below. And we've been the Oyster Boys. Thanks for watching. Oysters out.